My full name is Sherman Kabestra from the Dolls, and my Anishinaabe name is Niisachewan, and then Named Dotem. And my age is 57 years old, and I'm from the Dolls here. And I grew up in rat portage when I was really a young age. And like I said before, my clan was the Sturgeon. I wasn't into the residential school. I was mostly. I remember the school as I was a young kid actually. But I watched, and I was. They just closed that down that time. But I was all my cousins and my uncles were. I watched them every day. They walked to school. They walked back. And at that time there was no such thing as cars where we lived, and so they walked every day to that residential school. And late at night, they do the same thing, come home by late at night. I think there was like 5 of them that were attending that school by just walking in and walking back. But I did, but my time when I grew up, I went to day school. That is, which really, when I attended that, it attracted my culture, and afraid of saying things in school, and doing also my language, or doing even drawing a piece of on a piece of paper. I couldn't draw anything like my cultural, like say tents or hunting, like or even drawing a horse with natives on it. It kind of, I had to watch myself in order to stay like, I was actually afraid, like, to even talk to other kids in my school days there, which turned out I had to be saying all these prayers every morning in school, and then during that time we had to sing. Then we had to go next door to it wasn't an everyday thing, but we had to go, I think it was once a week, we had to go to the church, which was just next door to our school. And that's when I was getting mixed up with my culture, and this had to be done in Taguchi way, because either that I'd be put behind, and like they had a room there where if you didn't listen, they'd make you stay in the room there, and part of the punishment, if you're not gonna listen, no recess, or you stay in the room for until everything else was done. So that was that time I couldn't do anything or say anything. I didn't want to be there, but I had to be in school though, and then I had to reach out for my friends that are nearby, and then we'd also speak our language with the other kids, but that didn't work also because the teachers would ask us what we're talking about and what we're saying. What, why you guys were laughing? I said, and they thought we were teasing other kids or talking about the teachers. That's what I remember that part. As I said, no, it's just talking about our own, what we're going to be doing after school. I said, and we do our own things after school at home. But that was, I knew that they didn't really believe us that time because, I don't know, it was hard. Yeah, and I had to go through that from right to the school to grade 6, the everyday thing, and sure I got into a lot of fights in school, but I had to fight back with other kids, they'd call us down, but that time I already started new. If you can't walk away without, so I did. This big bully there that was there in school was kind of a big guy, but and I said, well, is it either me or him? I said, it's going to go down. And I don't know, and all these people from surrounding reserves and Rat Portage made everybody was kind of making a big circle. And that time I don't know what came over me, like fear, or it was hardly the guy was coming over the fence. And I said, okay, there was no teachers nearby. I said, what do I have to do? They said, would I get in trouble? I said, no. And this guy said, okay. It started, that fight. So this guy, he's bigger than me, but still. I said, either I have to put him down or he's gonna beat me. I said. So I managed to get a hold of him, like a headlock. And then we both fell down. And I said, if I let go, he's got me. I said, so I held the hand as tight as I can, and I just gave him to him. I can just feel my knuckles turning red there, he was bleeding. And then I seen him again, and already he was mad and crying, and he was trying to break loose, but then that time I said, okay, that's enough. Still, even though he ran away to a different school there, asking for a backup, the teachers wouldn't back me up. They sent me to principal's office, and that's what I said. Told him what happened, protecting myself. I said, and this guy, I said, I don't know what you guys are thinking. I said, it's because he's white, and I'm a native. And then I said, so finally he said, okay. Things went, after that, I said, if I was going to get suspended but I said, so I had to tell him the truth. I said, just because I'm native doesn't mean, this guy's gonna walk all over me. I said, and you guys are the ones that are. Then I asked to talk to the principal, which he understands what was going on. So that way everything kind of settled down after that. Because, it was something that I think that also when I hear my aunts that went to residential, how they got affected by, on their part, like my dad, my mom, and what they saw, and other kids, and that's the same thing that really didn't go away when I went to school. It was still there. So then I figured, okay, because I was just a young kid that time, and mostly I felt alone. But it was pretty emotional experience I had in my school time. 6 years. Then I went to the next school, which I went to grade 9, I think, to another Catholic school. No, there was my cousins, because my grandparents originally brought us up, and there was 4 of us, my brother and my two of my other first cousins, but they passed on, so I'm the only one that's left from there. I seen kids getting pulled by the ears and being dragged to the washroom or down to the principal office by getting pulled by the ear. And if not by the ear, then back by the hair, or grabbed by the neck and just being dragged like that. I said, oh Jesus, that's. And the kids are crying and going downstairs, even though they're 10 years old, 12 years old. They're still being abused. I thought there was a Catholic school supposed to be. I said, and they're treating us like this. I said, yeah, and then, then I had fellow friends there. And they saw it because I remember they're still around. My friends are they're supposed to be relatives of mine. I know one passed on there, and he was there, Danny Strong, and then all those Cameron sisters, and they were there. And they saw it all, and I said, okay, what's the hardest part was getting my grandparents to come to school, because they found out what was happening. And that wasn't the only problem. The other kids brought that up. And I used to see parents at the principal's office talking about their kids, why they're being treated that way, and they come home crying or they scared to come to school. And there were times, when if you happen to say a bad word in class. And I remember this kid, he said a bad word, but he said he got warning. He said next time, he said if you're gonna say a word like that in class, or he was just writing, and he said that he burst out that bad word, and then second time it happened, and all of a sudden the teacher was fed up and he made the kids sit in the front of the classroom, and she went and got like a basin, like a square bucket there, with a whole bunch of soap or dish soap or something like that, right in front of the class. And I felt sorry for the guy. And he said, "This is what's going to happen if you say that word again." And he had put his face against the water, and they started washing it off with dish soap in. And that kid was just crying his head out, and he was crying. And then again, he said, "Yeah, it's the only way you listen. You're going to clean your mouth, and you're not going to make sure you don't do it again." And right in front of the whole class, I said, "Oh, gee." The kid is coughing away, and told him to go downstairs into the washroom and wash his mouth off. And he was scared to come back in because what happened, like to face the whole class again. That's, I kind of felt sorry for that part when I seen that too, and I said, "Oh, Jesus." Yeah, and there are times when I seen kids getting their pants pulled down in the principal's office. Those kids were already crying before they got a ruler, eh? That's when they got spanked with, they pull their pants down and spank them. I don't know how many times. I came close to having getting spanked also, but I got away with that. And, it was hard for the kids, at that time. And just my experience. Mostly learning. Basically, I had my way of losing my cultural, but I got that back because I only wanted to follow the one way, which I did, was I never gave up it, because I didn't, well, I can say, I guess I believe both ways about culture, that when I'm the church way, and that's where I kind of felt, can I do that, both, because what I believed in was, we do have one creator, that's only one. So I said, okay, that's what I learned, and I said, well, I have to believe in that too also. So, yeah, it's just that what happens, like everyday thing, like what the damage was done, like say, mostly people losing their families, people that got sent away, and some are not even, they don't know, like say, they don't know where they are or who their family are now, because they were just young and they're all scattered out there, and some are misplaced, they don't have no culture at all now. When they come back, if they find their family, they're not really the same anymore, because they're brought up different way. Yeah, and it's a lot of emotional things, like people that what I heard is the people that tried running away, that didn't make it. You know, there's a lot of stories out there like that. And today, not as much as because I outgrew my younger days of that. Like today, I respect my culture, and I kind of trying to move forward with my life with my culture today. And you know, it's hard to. I guess it's hard for everybody or to forget the past. You know, it's always going to be there. Going to visiting my secret places where when I was a kid, where I used to run around, and if I had problems, could be just me, but then I usually had they call it a favorite spot, where you can feel at home, you know, like say, I used to go to the shoreline here, and I'd sit there, and you know, what did I do wrong, or what did I say wrong, or my feelings, and what should I do, or things, and you know, and then the hurting part is, which what I was told, like sure, everybody was through that, and you know, crying to let it all out, and which I did, and you know, I'd do that, walk around, and then you know, see a prayer and a jubay. Something that I normally do, or just wish everything back the same, you know, like better. Or I walk on the beach, you know, and throw rocks in the water. But after a while, you know, it kind of wears off, and then, you know, I go back up the hill and see my grandparents and my aunties, and they're doing something, and get involved there, you know, and forget the past, just go forward. To bring out the word, like to spread it around, and to help out other people. When I hear that word, reach out, and you know, people that got really affected, and mostly I always think about that as the lost ones. Some, they come back, but their life is, it's like it's ruined for them. It's like when they come back, it's not who they are, and they don't speak the language. It's pretty hard, you know, when I see, when they say reconciliation, like it's really affected a lot of people, like all kind of languages right across Canada, and you know, it never stops. I think it'll always be there. That there was a lost lost, basically, I learned more of the white way, the language they use, and the cultural way, in which I didn't feel right when I got home because of it's like I didn't feel right, like coming home, and if I was afraid to do act different, like I was kind of afraid too, also to say things, and I was told from my grandparents at one time. Now I was talking, and then we were in a group there, kids, and all of a sudden we were told, you guys should be talking like that. He says, you're Indians, and Indians, she said, you're Indians, you guys should be saying that in my culture way. So I said, yeah. Now, I said, that's how we're starting to feel. We're on both sides now. It's like learning two sides at the same time. I'd say for other people to keep going forward and talking about our own culture and sharing with other people, and more and more seeking other people to to let the word out, and show people how what material is, and where do jumps come from and stuff like that, and offerings, tobacco always comes first, and then if you don't have an Indian name, that Indian name can be given to you, but you're the one that's got to ask. And when you ask, it's from your heart. I think there's not enough apology. We need more than apology. We need, there's no such thing as what they did, the government. And I think that what I figured is the apology is not just an apology, because it's going to be there for a lifetime. Something to lean on, like a teaching for our young ones, especially, and continue on with our traditional ways and our gatherings, and basically more to get back on track of our own language for the best we can do. Try our best to do. I know it's hard for kids nowadays to learn our language and to learn because we're run down by technology, so it's hard to go back, For me, it helped me out, and we need more teachings out there, and gatherings for little ones, especially, even if they don't know the language, but the culture is like, I know lots of little dancers are dancing now in powwows which you see nice, it's good. They know what it means. They like it, and they like their activities, and they like their making their own. Like I know they got projects like in the communities making Indian crafts. You know, that's one thing I've seen when I go to other communities here too, and you know, it's just not. It's all over now. It's nice to see that and continue on in our as we get older to see more. What do you call it? To keep us strong, you know, as our ancestors that get together all the time and teach. You know, it's not long. It's not hard. It's once you know where you're from and what's this for and what should be done. You know, keep it going. We'll get there someday. Might take time, but I'll eventually. You know, that's one thing I like to leave behind is lots of memories and stuff, and we can't just abandon. You know, it doesn't stop there. No, we keep going. Yeah, so that's my saying there.